Should prison inmates pay for rent, food, and gym time? Your votes, please. Well, we need to find ways to reduce crime and the operating costs to house inmates. Many years ago, I remember hearing on the news that it costs almost $100,000 per annum to house an inmate in our prison systems. That per annum unit cost to house a prisoner is more likely $165K to $200,000 nowadays. Inmates live a life of luxury compared to the law-abiding working folks. Many of them have to apply for jobs, go for interviews, get rejected, apply again and again, interviews, rejection. Maybe they'll find a job. That could take 2 years. Who knows? And many of them earn just enough to scrape by. And a single typical large prison would likely cost a few $100 million, if not billions, to construct. Specialized constructions are super expensive nowadays. And we haven't even factored in the capital costs of building these expensive prisons, which are also paid by the taxpayers. From what I know in general, inmates get nutritious foods, daily exercises, scheduled free time, good beds to sleep on, and all the benefits of modern amenities like good heating, good washrooms, medical treatments, and etc. And many inmates even finish university degrees while incarcerated, which is really commendable. Still, all this at the expense of the good taxpayers who fund the prison systems with their hard-earned wages or taxes, while inmates pay nothing for rent and food and nothing for the luxury of gym uses, as far as we know. Should that change? Well, my own lifestyle isn't so glamorous. My washroom is dingy and old, looking terrible and in need of major upgrading. The kitchen I use is quite old and freaking inadequate, and there's no doctor or nurse to attend to me if I cut my hands after I get into a scuffle with my cats. Seriously, I do not own any cats. And citizens complain that too many criminals are caught and released on the same day. Therefore, the phrase catch and release is often heard on TV. The fact is that we do not have enough prisons, and we have too many people committing crimes and too many repeat offenders. And the costs to house prison inmates are exorbitantly high. If taxpayers realize that their taxes would go up significantly to round up criminals, put an end to catch and release, and incarcerate them in new prisons, would they support the tax increases and stop complaining at the same time? That's another real-life question to be answered. Well, let us reduce then the overall penal system costs. Should inmates pay for food and rent while incarcerated? You do the crime, you pay by serving time as per the outcome of the justice system, and you should pay your own way in prison. Everyone else in the real world is working their behinds off to make ends meet, pay rent, buy food, pay for gym workouts, and are barely getting by. Everything is expensive, no matter where you live on planet Earth nowadays. Law-abiding citizens should not be paying for the inmates' costs of living in prisons. As more and more people are doing crimes and bad things, and repeat offenders are routinely released back onto the streets, we also need to build more prisons to house inmates. The costs of new prisons are humongous for taxpayers. Therefore, paying summarily for the cost of living of inmates could be the final straw that breaks the camel's back, and I mean the taxpayer's back. Well, somehow prison inmates should be given job opportunities with predetermined set wages so that they can earn and pay for their monthly rent, foods, and other costs in full or in partials. Here in partials mean that they still have to pay any outstanding balance after their release from prison if prison jobs didn't generate enough income to cover the bills. Inmates should file income tax returns routinely as a bonus to themselves and to societies. A job could be janitorial work throughout the facilities, maintenance work throughout the grounds, plus jobs that are deemed appropriate. And there are jobs created by sponsors interested in providing inmates realistic jobs. These rehabilitation programs already exist in many prisons. If not, then they should be added by seeking out additional sponsors to participate. Hopefully, the overall staffing costs required to operate the prisons can be reduced if a lot of the basic janitorial, groundskeeping, and select appropriate work can be done by the inmates. Earning a living in prison also prepares the inmate to adapt to the world outside. If inmates do not pay their way or refuse or decline to participate, then the total cost of their rent and food accrued over their total time in prison could be added up and garnished from future wages earned from their jobs in the outside world. And if they have no jobs at all after leaving prison, then orderly deductions could be made from their future CPP, OAS, or GIC. Now, for example, CRA already has procedures to garnish wages from folks who avoid paying income tax. This process is not new and is frequently used, and it is not inhumane or cruel. It's all about being responsible and paying your way. So, there should be real costs and consequences for committing crimes, and no more free rides, free foods, free rent, free gym times, because taxpayers are struggling to pay for their own foods, rents, and expenses. Furthermore, if would-be criminals know that they have to pay their own way inside the prison system, they may think twice before committing crimes, or think thrice before harming those they hurt, cheat, or injure, or worse. This short video may get a lot of likes or dislikes. How do Canadians really feel about this subject? Please register your likes or dislikes so we have an unofficial referendum on the idea of inmates paying their own way while incarcerated. Please participate. Thank you for watching and sharing this video. Thank you.